Hey, Forge FC fans, it's Louie B, your digital host, and I'm very pleased to be joined by the head coach of Forge FC, Bobby Smyrniotis. Bobby, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. We're getting ready.
Excellent. Let's talk about the offseason. Obviously, we got a nice-looking trophy here behind us, but since then, what have you been up to?
Yeah, the challenge is obviously we go into second year, and how do we repeat this? You know, I think that's the biggest challenge we have in front of us, and making sure we got a team that's motivated coming into preseason and with our eye on the prize again. So we obviously been working a lot on the players that we have and making sure they have a good, healthy offseason and working behind the scenes for the next steps and the additions we need for the team.
A huge chunk of the guys from last year's championship team coming back this year. Was that a challenge? Was it easy for them to kind of re-up on another year? What was the reasoning behind bringing so many guys back?
Yeah, I think the plan from the beginning was to keep some continuity in the club for 2 years. You know, we want to bring a culture to the organization, and to do that, you need some continuity. We didn't want to have a lot of turnover, and that was a plan going in, 1 year today. And as we were signing the players, just having the confidence in the players, having the confidence in knowing that this is a group that can win championships and can continue. And we're very happy that we've got the guys back, and we know we can add a few more pieces that make us better.
In terms of pieces that aren't back, obviously throughout the league, we've seen some guys move on. You're not immune to that with Tristan Borges moving over to Europe. But when you see guys move on from the CPL, what does that kind of maybe reinforce something about this league?
Yeah, it's something in the end we want to see if players can move off to what's a larger stage on the world market. That's the beauty about this game. It's played on the global stage around the world, and there's always a bigger league somewhere. When we can see our stars moving off to those leagues, I think we should be happy, and I think it's a promotion for the league, and I think it's great. I just spent some time over in Europe, and there is buzz about the Canadian Premier League, and people want to know what's going on.
Obviously, some of that buzz coming now with an 8th team in the league. When it comes to balancing the schedule, is there an excitement level to an 8th team, another team that you can get through for this trophy here behind us?
Yeah, if there's one thing I asked for Christmas was an 8th team, and it just gives us that balanced schedule. It gives us an ability to have four match games on a match day. And it just allows things, I think, to move smoothly. I think it lightens up travel a little bit for us, obviously, with a few extra trips last year out to the West Coast. And I think it's something we need. You know, that balance will be good across the league, and we're looking forward to it.
We know we're waiting on the schedule. We know you're going to have some CONCACAF League games, some Canadian Championship games. I guess, year over year, what did you learn from year one when it comes to dealing with the schedule that you're going to apply this year?
Yeah, the biggest thing we looked at over this offseason, and we really got into it into detail, was how we travel, how we recover, making sure that there are certain areas that we did very well. There's other areas that maybe can be a little bit better, and just keeping the guys healthy and keeping the guys fresh. We obviously had a very busy schedule with CONCACAF and flying down to Central America. That's something that's in the forecast, and if we want to set our goals where we want to be, we want to keep on doing that and making sure we're going a few extra rounds. So that's something we spent a lot of time on, just working with on the sports science side and making sure that we're doing the right things.
And take us through the next few weeks leading up to training camp. I know I've seen some guys around, but I guess people are going to start trickling their way back in here.
Yeah, I think we're going to start seeing the guys in the next week or so, and taking care of their individual workouts. They've obviously got the facility here that they can come into, and they'll be on the field a few times a week and just getting themselves, getting the cobwebs out and getting ourselves ready to start on March 1st.
I've just noticed here behind me, trophy is not as pristine as it once was. Been a good off season.
Yeah, I think when you win a championship, guys like to have fun, and they're a great group of guys, and they've had a lot of fun doing it. And listen, that's the motivation you want for a team. You know, we won on November 2nd, and a couple of days later, I'm getting prepared for this season. But the guys really enjoyed it, and that's the motivation we want. We want the culture in this dressing room to be about championships, to be about winning, and that's what we want to continue.
Just one quick note, coaching staff continuity. You mentioned that word. We've heard that everybody's coming back. That's good to see.
Yeah, of course, everyone's here. It's a great group, for me to be able to work with. We've put in a great off season, and we're ready to go.
Always great to catch up.